Welcome back to the Roaring Peacock podcast. My name's Adonis, and you know me as the Adelites on Twitter. A very good hello, and joining me is the Warden of the North at Sam Ward LUFC.
Hello, everybody.
Adorned in Fiorentina regalia.
Yes, don't know why.
It's been a big week. Since we last were on, we lost 4-0 to Ajax. We drew 2-2 to Villarreal, rounding off a sort of disastrous pre-season. No, it wasn't.
They're never that good, are
they? A lot to talk about anyway. Socios. Angus Kinnear was interviewed on the Square Ball. There's been one Twitter meltdown after another. Ticket rage, the crap pre-season, transfer anxiety, ticket scalpers. Of course, we'll be launching the Roaring Peacock dollars. And Leo Hjelde. We're not going to be doing that. And Leo, I've got no idea how you pronounce his name. But
No, I'm not going to try, mate. I'll let you take that one.
Defender from Celtic. Anyway. Yeah. So an eventful week. Sam, how was your week?
Yes, really good, thank you, mate. Yeah, really good. It's just nice to get back to normal a bit, isn't it? Looking forward to either watching the games at the pub or going down to Ellen Road. It's all looking good, mate. Pre-season, like you say, is never really that good with us, is it? But it's just come to what it's what you expect now, isn't it? But a good last performance, I think.
You got tickets? Did you get tickets?
I did, yes, the Everton game. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How many laptops and mobile phones and computers did you have?
Do you know what? My dad is so good at that. He always has been. He's got so many tickets just by being there first, especially for away games. He's always just bang on the money there. But 44 quid, each stand-upper. It's quite a lot, but yeah, fuck it, mate. It's going to be good because it's the first home game with a full crowd in a long time, and what a game to get tickets for.
Do you get vertigo up there?
Yeah, honestly, if you've been up there before, it is mad. It's mad up there. But I've once been on the very front row, and you can actually just stick your feet out and just lay back like that. It's quite good. But I couldn't give a shit, mate. I'd have a restricted view just to be there and take in the atmosphere again, smell the smells, hear the noises. Hopefully the club are going to do something nice for all the legends we've lost. I'm assuming they will. But no, I'm honestly, mate, I'm absolutely buzzing for it. And I think I'm doing the Otley run after as well, so it should be quite a good day actually.
Right. So no match review for you afterwards.
No, let's call it Sunday, I think. Yeah.
With a massive hangover.
Yeah.
Right, where should we start? Maybe just say hello to Nova in the chat. Good evening, Nova.
Hello.
Good evening, Nora.
Hello, Nora.
Nova, jumping the gun a bit, but fuck the cryptocurrency pyramid scheme. I'm quite miserable enough with the pyramid scheme of actual currency.
It's a good point, Donny. You've got some views on it. I think we all have, to be fair, and I'm sure we'll get to them, won't we?
Yeah. Maybe start off with this interview then, because it was, getting an interview with Angus Kinnear is probably more difficult than getting a Leeds ticket. So congratulations to the Square Ball. I thought Dan gave a really good interview.
He did, yeah.
I think that they're an inspiration constantly, the Square Ball, but I think he is treading the line of political correctness, i.e., like wanting to be friendly and kind to the people who've brought us back to the Premier League. But also asking the tough questions. I thought it was a really good interview.
Yeah, he did a good mix, didn't he? He knows when to try and press it, but I think he knows deep down as well Angus isn't going to give too much away, is he? But he asks the questions that we all want to know and does it really well. And I think, like you say, he's trying to maintain a good relationship with the club, which is fair play because not many people really have that sort of access. So, you can't say fairer than that, like.
So a lot of transfer anxiety at the moment. I think he kind of answered that really well by just saying we've been aiming to buy young players before their prices go catastrophic. He talked about Willock and Nketiah are valued at over 20 million.
Yeah.
We've seen Eddie play. Do you think that he's worth more than 20 million?
No, I don't personally. I think I said it in our chat. If he played for another team, maybe Burnley or a Watford, West Brom, whoever, I don't think he'd be worth anywhere near that. Probably be half that, in fact. A quality player and such a good finisher, and he was great for us. And I was a bit gutted when he left us, but Premier League, I don't know. He hasn't really been given that much of a chance, I don't think. But it's a big risk, 20 million, isn't it, for someone who hasn't played too much Premier League football or scored many Premier League goals. But I'm sure someone will pay it because he's English and he's fast and he can finish. So I'm sure someone will pay it. But yeah, I'm glad we're not in for him. Put it that way.
It's the sort of thing that risk is the word, isn't it? Because it could go so right.
Yeah.
And he could be worth 50, 60 million, a few good seasons under his belt. But
yeah,
it goes so wrong more frequently. If you look at like Ryan Brewster, for example.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, bloody hell. Yeah, it's just the English tax, isn't it? It's a bit insane, really. But I'm glad we're not in the market like that, and I'm glad we're not willing to take risks. We're doing it sensibly. But like I say, someone will pay 20 million for him, guaranteed, and probably be like Palace or someone like that. It's whenever you get a player who's good but at a big team, but maybe not quite there yet, Palace will splash the money on him. Always Palace, isn't it? But you could see him at someone like that. He wouldn't have to move house then, I suppose, would he? It's not for me.
Another part of the Twitter meltdown was that we're not buying anybody else. So there was one quote from Angus, and he said, "I don't think there will be a significant amount of transfer activity done before the end of the window closes." But when I listened to that, it didn't sound like that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
It sounded more like there will be some, but not. We're not going to spend 100 million again.
Yeah, that's it. It was sort of hinting at like maybe a Rafinha type deal where the right person comes up at the right time. I mean, look, Rafinha is such a perfect example of that. What a player! And we weren't even in the market to get him. We had him on our radar, and it just so happened that he came up at a good time at a good price, and we had him. So, look, he's open to that by the sounds of it. But I don't think they're actively really trying to spend a lot of money. And to be honest, look, I know everyone says it, but if Bielsa's happy, I'm happy at the end of the day. And that's always what I'm going to base it on. He knows way more about football than I ever will. So I'll leave it up to him.
Consolidation as well. I don't think we were ever going to. I don't think we were going to break into Europe this season.
No, I don't either. And like you said, I think he made the point as well that a lot of the payments from a lot of the expensive players last season have spilled over into this one. We obviously signed Jack Harrison permanently. There's other things going on. Just because we haven't got the big money signings doesn't mean we haven't done much. I mean, Firpo's a hell of a buy, but I think you've got to think of the bigger picture and think there's so much more going on at the club. Money being spent left, right, and centre. That if they can get away with not spending a shitload of money, I think they will. So it's fair enough, isn't it? They're doing it sensibly, which is good. It's not Ridsdale just spunking the money left, right, and centre. But I'm happy, mate. I'm not too fussed. I'm just looking forward to seeing us again, to be honest.
Yeah, having lived through that sort of crazy amount of spending, it's nice to be have some prudent owners. And with the amount of things that they want to do, investments in the training ground and the stadium itself as well in Road. Obviously we'll need every penny we can get. Okay, we're joined by Bigwig Ryan Wignall. Let's see if it works. Are you there?
Technical problems. I'm here.
Very nice.
How are we doing?
Sorry, I'm late, guys.
How are you, mate? How have you been? Seems like a long time since we last talked.
Last season, wasn't it? The last season. Yeah. All good though.
Haircut, eh? I like
very
the hair,
nice
mate.
You've got going.
Oh, I like it, mate.
So almost Peaky Blinders-esque.
Yeah.
My daughter says it's Jack Grealish, but I'm not having any of that.
No.
No.
Doesn't he have one of those Alice
bands?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Alice bands.
I think you're an Alice band away, to be fair, Wiggy.
Give up.
Right. Yeah. Oh dear. So I was just saying. I think it's good that we didn't spend that much money. I think it's always a risk. I think if you look with somebody like Rodrigo, for example, we've seen flashes of a £30 million player, but we haven't seen the effects of it for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that you can spend 30 million or however much money, 23 on Ryan Brewster, and it can seem like an ambitious move, but it can also backfire really badly.
Yeah.
And especially when everybody's complaining about not getting a ticket, and screaming for the ground to be expanded, then
yeah, that's it. I think like you say, we've got so much more to see from these players. A full pre-season of Bielsa, I think it's going to do the world a good, because they've been, a lot of them have been injured, hot and cold. I think a good pre-season they're going to be like new signings. I know they're not, but I think for me they'll, people like Rafinha, Rodrigo, Peacock, even the renter, I think they're just going to get even better. So yeah, like it's, as long as they stay fit, it's just like having new signings, isn't it?
So Ryan,
Yo,
have you tried to get tickets this week?
I'm all right. I've got my season ticket, but I'd hate to be involved in that mad scramble, but everyone just needs to calm down a bit. I think it's just every day on social media is just tickets. It's every home game, away game. We're back again. Burnley away this week. It's never ending, isn't it?
Yeah, and you get the tweets that are like, "Oh, I hope we get relegated." So we can.
I have seen that tweet, and it is absolutely the most ridiculous thing I have ever read in my whole entire life. Honestly,
it's got to be taking a piss. Come on.
I think he's been deadly serious. I really do.
Yeah, me. Yeah, some people, but yeah, fucking yeah. Would you rather be in the Championship? No, it's part and parcel of being back in the big time, isn't it? More people are going to want to come and watch us. Sorry, that's how it is. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's always pros and cons, isn't there? There's always, one of the pros of being in the Championship is that you can take 8,000 away to Preston or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the cons of the Premier League is that there is a 3K cut-off point for away fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for all the benefits, I mean, don't you want to hear the Champions League music played at Ellen Road again?
God, yes. I was only a wee kid when that was, but I remember it so well. I remember them European nights so well. Yeah, come on, that's all what we're after, isn't it, really? And yeah, if that's going to get us there, then...
It's like you said, we dreamed for 16 years to get back to this, where we are now.
Yeah.
And now, what's the dream? Well, the dream's what you just said, Donny. We want to get them Champions League nights back. That's got to be his next dream, and that's what we've got to aim for. Not, friggin' hell, fair weather fans, here we go. Embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it, exactly right.
We're a club on the up, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And the more we improve, as soon as this expand the capacity, then there's going to be more and more. It's not going to solve everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I wonder if we'd reach capacity for Carabao Cup games.
Well,
because we hardly I'm going to say no.
Bang on, for the second round at Carabao Cup, who we get tonight? Lincoln or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to sell out? I don't think so.
No, but if in a way, I suppose them sort of games are a good way for fans that couldn't get tickets.
Exactly.
It's a good way for them to go and see it, because Bielsa's still probably going to put out a good team. He always does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, just people need to just accept it. Like, this is part of it. Like, if you want to be in the Championship, go and support a Championship team. This isn't Leeds United anymore. We back, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you do have you've got celebrities that are like on Twitter. They're saying, "Oh, which I want to start following a Premier League team. Who should I?"
Yeah.
You probably know
tagging
the kinds of people
in the tweet just to get a t-shirt.
And then they'll get a free shirt in the post. So that was one thing. I can really understand that, but people who are buying tickets are probably in a different category, I'd say. And a lot of them, they've had financial difficulties that have made them stop following. Other people might have just, decided that Steve Evans' ball was enough for them, and they didn't want to,
completed football. That's it. They didn't want to watch anymore. Nothing would top Steve Evans' ball, would it? Oh my god. I mean,
there's a big difference, isn't there? Steve Evans and Bielsa.
Yeah. Oh, mate, so much. But I mean, for me personally, I buggered off to the other side of the world. I had a season ticket, League One, and when we were absolutely diabolical. As soon as I left was Gary Monk's season, and we started being good again. And I gave up my season ticket, and then that's it. I'm on a big waiting list now. I'll never get one again. But That's my story, and that's fine. Everyone's got their own personal reasons, like you said, Donny, why they can't go anymore, or maybe not go as much as they can. But everyone wants to be there and support Leeds, and that's the bottom line at the end of the day for me. Everyone's there to support the club, and if they could do that 2-3 times a season, fine. It's better than none, isn't it?
You've just got to embrace it, Wardy. Like you said, we're a club on the up, and just embrace these fans. There's a lot of young fans. For years and years, I've walked around Leeds and seen fans in Scum shirts, Man City shirts, Chelsea shirts. And for once now, in the last few years, it's becoming more and more. I see kids wearing Leeds shirts. I want a Leeds shirt. And why aren't people getting the gist of, this is what we need, this is what we want. If we want to grow and we want to be bigger, we need these kids supporting this club.
Yeah.
And not running around in Scum shirts and Chelsea shirts. It really peed me off for years.
Yeah. I bet.
And now we're bearing fruits of Bielsa and everything he's done.
Yeah, exactly. You want to, when you put on a shirt, you want to feel like a winner, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to feel good about yourself, and that's what everybody does. That it's the reason why Nike, their slogan isn't just don't or whatever.
Just fuck off.
So you want to be associated with winners, and the numbers speak for themselves as well. 300,000 shirts sold this
unbelievable
summer versus 20,000 4 years ago. And that's Bielsa that's done that, and these players. Not anything else. Okay, so the other thing, this Angus Kinnear interview is really long, so I'll just try and go through it as quickly as possible. The club had offers and interests for our big players, and they turned them all down. And he said that KP in particular, a long-term pillar of the club. There's got to be a limit, though, hasn't there? I mean, it's going to probably start carry on racking England internationals up. Probably still smash more tournaments, and then if we're not matching that, then I don't know. I don't want to say it, but I know he wouldn't want to leave. But if we're not matching his ability, then it's like, how can he compete?
Everybody's got a price, haven't they? At the end of the day.
Yeah, well, that's it as well, mate. Yeah.
You only have to look at what's happened to Grealish.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Well,
he loves the club, and he loves that, but 100 million, and he's not going to turn a chance down, is he? But
no,
I don't know why they come up with 100 million, but he's not going to turn the chance down to win trophies and play in Champions League.
That's what you want as a footballer, isn't it?
That'd be the same with Phillips. And if that's their ambition, who are we to hold them back? I'd hate to see him go.
Yeah. I think it's slightly different with KP because, he made that kind of promise to Granival and all that. So I think that, but you never know. You just never know in 2 or 3 years' time if Bielsa goes and we're languishing. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's all imminent with Phillips.
No, I don't think so.
Next year or so. Definitely not. No.
Oh, okay. A few messages in the chat just to catch up on then. Bandy Fornoski. A fantastic name there. I hope I haven't destroyed it. What do you mean we won't get European football? It will be a massive disappointment if Leeds don't win the title this season. We are good enough for top at minimum. If minimum's the top, how do we do better than that?
Create our own league. We do our own league, mate. We're top of it every season.
Right, yeah. We might, at that rate, we might be part of the European Super League. I'm sure.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm sure Barcelona and Juventus and Real Madrid would take anyone they could get.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? Yeah.
At the moment. The last one's left at the party. Sergeant Wilco did it in his second season in the big time after 8 years out. True. I miss your green screen. It's you have no idea how much of a pain it is to put that green screen up and put it down every single time.
Yeah, I can imagine, mate.
Football Manager made me a football fan. Leeds were just my local team, so I chose them. I grew up with rugby instead. Probably saved me from being a Scum fan or something. We were in League One at the time, so far from glory hunting. There you go. Do you know, Nova? We've been talking for almost a year now in the chat for these things, and or half a year or something. And first time I've learned that about you. So it's Nice, some fan interaction. It's nice.
Yeah.
Have you heard about these new tokens that we're launching? The Roaring Peacock dollar. No.
I know. You can see what it is you pay the money and you can put get what green screen Donny has on. You just get to choose.
Right. Yeah.
You can have a different theme every week, maybe like a Spanish theme or I don't know, Argentinian one, farm theme. You know, leave it up to the fans, mate. Yeah. Buy your Peacock tokens now. Link below.
Bandy said I meant top four. Top four. Well, it's a big call. Bremner's Ghost, evening all champions 21-22. Glad everyone's keeping their ambitions in check. Let's win the Champions League 10 times before we join the Super League. Okay, Bigglesworth. Another thing that Angus said was next year or very imminently we'll be getting a warm yellow away kit or a blue and yellow kit, which would be.
That's what we've been after.
He hinted at it.
Yeah.
I'm glad they asked about that anyway. Okay. Yeah. Let's get on to this LUFC dollars then. First thoughts. Bigwig, what do you think about Socios and the LUFC dollars?
I mean, it's not a very good thing, is it? I am going to sit here and pretend I know anything about it, Donny. I know you've probably done your research, but it's not something I really want to get involved in. I don't think it's a good thing. I'd leave that up to you, Donny. I think you've got plenty to get off your chest on this matter.
Biding his time.
What it?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not much about it, but I just don't like the thought of us lining other pockets for. I don't know. It just seems like so much of a bigger thing, and it seems like we've got involved because other people have, and it's like we don't want to get left behind that sort of party. That I think you're saying there's 40 odd clubs that have joined it, and it's like bloody hell. And I know we're trying to push the club forward and do everything we can commercially, but I don't feel like that's the right sort of way to do it. And I mean, to be fair, if you want to pick what tunes they're going to listen to before a game, then be my guest and pay the money, because I don't know why you'd want to bother doing that. Renaming some of the pitches or like some of the new pitches at the training ground. It's not something I want to be involved in. I'm not really asked what they call stuff or what they listen to before a game. If they listen to Slipknot before a game, whatever, I care. Like, I don't really care. Whatever gets them going. But yeah, it just seems a bit daft, and seems another way of someone else to make money. And yeah, I don't know. It's not something I'm going to engage in at all. I can't imagine, to be honest, there's going to be that many people that are. I haven't seen much uptake in it or much people keen about it.
No, I mean, part of me, Wiggy, is something going on with your microphone?
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Is that what that was? That's throwing me off there.
Maybe if you mute it in between times, and then when you want to talk, unmute it. So LUFC dollars then. Yeah, I hope that they wouldn't do it. And then when they did it, I hoped that we wouldn't hear much about it. And so far, we only heard that kind of one tweet about it. So I'm quite happy that it's not being like shoved down our throats, really. I don't want to go too much into it, because then people might, any kind of publicity is good publicity, they say. So any kind of exposure to it will like spotlight it more, and maybe then people will take it up more. I think the best thing that you can do is just keep it away from your kids. There's a great article written by Moscow White and on the Square Balls blog. So I just direct, if you want to know something about it, just go read that, because it's a fantastic article. He goes really in depth into it. He actually downloaded the app. He paid money to buy the chilies, to buy the tokens.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah. And then there's the app itself is very like panders to kind of childish whims, and it's a little bit like it's reminiscent of like a slot machine or something. It's very close to gambling, but it also appeals to very young people, I would say. Like you or I or most people wouldn't want to probably wouldn't care about what music they play before the game or whatever, sure, we've got our things that we want to hear. That was around when I first started watching Leeds, like Eye of the Tiger or whatever. But apart from that, I mean, it's not a big deal to us, and anything that is actually influential on the club is not involved in that app. And then there's other things like a Pokemon Go type thing where you can earn additional different types of tokens. So the whole thing is just, and there's maybe 4 or 5 votes a calendar year. So it's really got nothing to do with Leeds United and everything to do with Socios and the Chile's cryptocurrency. So if you're into cryptocurrency and you know what you're doing, then maybe it's for you. And if you're not, I'd say just keep that app and your credit card away from your kids.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, isn't it? You hear a lot of stories about that, don't you? Kids nicking their parents' credit cards and that.
Yeah, I mean, Yorkshire people were quite tight anyway. We don't want to spend money, and I guarantee, like, it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to get you anything.
Yeah.
Have we lost Wiki entirely now?
Oh no. Oof, dead stare down the camera there.
Do you want to try your microphone again, Wiki? It's going well. Okay, I'm just going to read some of the chat, and then we'll go on to the pre-season results. Nova, my only prediction is that Leeds will finish above Spurs if Kane leaves. Been saying that since last season ended. Yeah, I noticed that they're going for Lautaro Martinez.
I know he's shit on FIFA. That's what I know. I think he's really good because they're selling off Lukaku. Haven't they? Sold Lukaku back to Chelsea, and Martinez is their other star striker. And apparently Tottenham after him. But I'm assuming that's if they sell Kane, isn't it? You can't really afford that otherwise. Yeah,
they've spent 60 mil on a defender, haven't they? Christian Romero.
Oh wow,
I think so. And they want to spend another 60 on Martinez. I mean, that seems like 120 million.
Yeah, you add them two up, that's a Kane, isn't it?
Which is what they want for Kane.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, I'm sympathetic with Kane, whether he didn't turn up to training or not, or whatever the story is. I'm sympathetic with him because he said he had a gentleman's agreement with Levy. And I mean, I know you should probably get it in writing, but at the same time,
shit house, isn't he?
That's shady, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, we know Levy's like that as well, don't we? We know he's like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if I give my word to somebody, I try and stick by it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, no, but I would rather them choose their own bloody songs.
Yeah,
the rest about it. Yeah. Mark Edison, crypto done smartly and wisely is great. I worked in this sector whilst in Cyprus. Doesn't sound dodgy at all, Mark.
Why Cyprus?
But Leeds are not at that point, and that needs and don't need this distraction. Keep it simple for now. The Andy Bentley, I'm not convinced by cryptocurrency unless it can be exchanged for John Smiths.
Yes.
I mean, that's right. I mean, it's fluctuating a lot. That's the other thing I wanted to say about it. I saw an article on BBC, and the biggest heist of cryptocurrency ever has just happened because there was a flaw in some hackers have got into it basically and nicked 600 million quid's worth of cryptocurrency.
Jesus. Wow. Well, that's not doing it much good, has it?
I mean, it's real money. It's real money.
It is.
So, just keep your kids
very volatile, isn't it?
Nicky Baldwin, cheese wedge cryptos. The cryptos ultras.
No crypto, no party.
Say no to crypto, says Bandy. Leeds are traditionally a very superstitious club ever since Don Revit. I've seen all of our top flight title wins, and we have always done our best with a yellow away kit. Well, that's true. I
mean, you've got one on there, Donny. That's a very nice one.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that one.
The blue and the white.
Yeah, that's all we're after.
Very nice. Yeah, it was funny you should say that about Don Revie's superstitions because I can't remember what we were watching, but an orange kit came up, and I said to Noah, Leeds wore an orange kit once, and then burnt it. And then we lost, and Don Revy thought it was unlucky, so he burnt it.
I've seen that, on eBay, and it's smart, isn't it? I really like it.
It is actually.
I get it.
That's the one with the owl on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Leeds. He's written the same comment twice. Okay, I've been saying we need a yellow kit. There we go. And words and pictures. The Peacock roars. Words and pictures. If you don't know, he is a West Ham fan. Constant chatter in our streams. Very nice to see you, Words.
Hello there.
And Wig is trying to get back on, but he's got a blank screen. So just wait for him to fix that out. And then always some technical problems. Right.
Yeah.
Ajax 4, Leeds 0.
Yay. Bit of a battering, wasn't it? To be honest, mate, it got to like 2 or 3-0, and I was just like, I had it on, and I was just looking at my phone, to be honest, looking at the meltdown. Everyone was like, we need players. But I mean, Ajax are good. You need to remember that as well. Even my missus was like, you're not into football in the slightest. She was like, so we were losing 4-0. I was like, Ajax are good, aren't they? I was like, they are very good, and you need to remember that. But yeah, it wasn't great. A few mistakes, wasn't there? Yeah, well, I don't know. What did you think of it? It wasn't. Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? Pre-season with Bielsa, it's fitness over anything, isn't it?
I remember our first pre-season under Bielsa, and it didn't go very well.
No,
and then we absolutely spanked Stoke 3-1.
Yeah.
And I was like, where's this come from?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who are we? Because we're fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. That's exactly it, yeah.
And Stoke were one of the favourites that season.
And that's when their manager, Gary Rowett, was mouthing off before the game, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was all chat, wasn't he? And he was talking up Stoke, and we were like, oh, shit, we're going to get battered. And like I say, it's turned up, and unbelievable game, that.
And then the next game in the league, I think, was Derby away. We spanked them as well 4-1.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Roof put it in the top corner.
Yeah. Is it Alioski header at the back stick? I don't know. Something like that. Yeah. You see, you just remember it, don't you? Because we were just so good, and they surprised us. And last season, I know we lost to Liverpool, but we should have got something out of it. They were very lucky to come away with it with a win. And again, we didn't have the best preseason. It means nothing, and it's about experimenting. It's bringing through a few youth players that you can change in different positions, maybe push people further up, further back, and just basically work on your match fitness. And that's the main thing. They'll probably learn more in murder ball than they would in games, to be honest. And it's more intense. And it's like I say, it's never really worries me anymore about preseason. I know some people lose their shit with it, but for me, it's just about getting minutes and getting familiar with each other. And you've got to remember, we've had people in the Euros, you've had people coming back at different times, people injured. I've had all sorts of different things, and even Phillips, he's only just started playing again. He was at the Euros, he got to the final. You know what I mean? He's going to have a couple of weeks off and then come back and then get to fitness. It's just part and parcel of it, isn't it?
Yeah, 11 days. 11 days he had off.
Oh my God, poor lad, and he's going to be running again. Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? And the other thing that they do is they do an enormous amount of research on the teams that they play, and probably more research for the Premier League games, I would imagine. It comes back to, like, I've played reserve football, and you've got injured players coming back, you've got the young kids being promoted, and you've got the rest of the group who are either up or down. And so you've never got a consistent group that are playing together. And you could see, like, last season, especially the first half of that season, we were all bricking it because we were kind of so bad defensively, and we'd been very good in the Championship. We only conceded 35 goals to winning that league, and you know how hard the Championship is. Once we got that consistency, once Llorente came in and that back line settled, we were magnificent defensively. And I think that's just what we've got to remember about pre-season. Yeah,
definitely.
A few more comments here. Mark Edison, yellow kits equals Tony Curry to me. I love a yellow kit. I think the the one with Puma. There was the Lazio third kit, and
that Puma one, yeah.
That was the last, that was one of the last really good ones that I remember.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even that one a couple of seasons ago, the one where we didn't quite make it, got to Derby in the playoffs with the stripes down there. That's smart. That was really smart. It's the first time I've bought a Leeds shirt in a long time. Was that shirt? It was absolutely brilliant. That just because it was a Leeds away shirt, yellow, and you had the blue sponsor there. Yeah, it was brilliant. I love their stripes on the sleeves as well.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
And Bielsa was just getting the players fit. Yep. From Bandy. Wiggy, Big Wig says, sorry lads and everyone, I've had a nightmare here. All sorts of technical issues. You know what I noticed? We've got a little side panel here where our different webcams are. And yours has gone onto, so you've got these like little bars, like reception bars that tell you how good your internet is. Yeah. And Big Wigs was on one
on the red.
It was on the one red bar the whole time. Oh dear. We'll have to get that sorted for him. Nova, that Stoke game was amazing. That was the first time I'd seen Leeds being really something special. Bandy says, I do miss Kemar Roof. And Nova again, good lad Roof. Still wonder what he was stirring in his celebration.
Yeah, there was like an LA, wasn't there? Like an LA or like a
I thought that was KR.
Was it KR? What?
Yeah. And I think there was this thing where it was like, oh, that's tasty. I think that's what that means. Like, oh, that was tasty.
Yeah. To be honest, I did like Roof. I did like him a lot. I thought in the season we didn't quite make it. I think he was our best striker. And that finish in the first leg of the playoffs, I remember it so well. Jack Harrison, that cross to the back stick, and him just finishing it first time. That was a brilliant move. But yeah, I miss Roof. He seemed like a good guy, like you say. But yeah, he's doing well at Rangers, so fair play to him.
Roofy, those 94th minute winners.
Yeah. Oh man, that Blackburn game was incredible. I've never lost my shit at a game like that much, because you go from the agony of 90th minute losing to 4 minutes later you've won. You've scored 2 goals. Come out Roof with both of them. Yeah. Oof. I'll always love him for their memories.
Unbelievable. He had something. He's got something feisty about him. He's got that like niggle, and I think that's what we miss with Paddy. But to be fair to Paddy, last season he just blew us all away. He blew everybody away.
Yeah, he did. I hope he has another season like that. I really do.
Yeah, I mean that goal against Leicester. I can't believe. I still can't believe how good that was.
No, in that Villa one as well. The Villa one where he just like literally just edge of the box, and then he hardly moved his foot, and the ball just fucking pinged off, didn't it? It like absolutely like he always seems to do that. He seems to just move his leg fairly decent pace, but the ball just seems to fly. And both of them goals, top corner, keeper absolutely no chance. And I mean, who knew Paddy had that in him? I mean, we didn't. We haven't seen that in him, but he stepped up, and I really hope he steps up again and maybe gets to England. You never know.
Yeah, you saw flashes of it, like against Preston. You remember when the fans jeering him beforehand, and then he smashed it in, but nothing consistent. Then last season just blew me away. And that one against Villa, that was the one where I was like, I remember in the match review, I was like, you know what? All of these people who've been complaining about Paddy the last few seasons have just been like, why don't you just stick it in the top corner? And they did.
Why don't you just do 5 players in the box and then curl it top corner? Oh no, fuck, he's done that shit. Even the tapping, like that looks easy, but it's not, because like he had like a small gap to aim at before the keeper and defender were getting there. Even that one, like I know it's a tapping, but he had to get it in exactly the right position, and he did. And he was just clinical, wasn't he? He was so clinical.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Okay, Villarreal then 2-2.
Yeah. Do you know what, man? I thought that was such a better performance. I think it was the first half, or maybe first half an hour or something like that. We weren't quite there, but by the half time and by the start of the second half, we were second half they were probably on top, but once we got our rhythm, I think we were pretty good. And do you know what? It was nice to see us getting back to normal after the few shaky pre-season games. It was nice to see us get back to normal and probably see the team roughly how it's going to be like for the start of the season, depending on fitness of people. But yeah, I think the last pre-season game he tends to go with somewhere near, doesn't he, his team? But yeah, it was great to see us get a bit more back to ourselves. And Villarreal, they won the Europa League, didn't they, last season?
Correct. Yeah.
So they're a good team. Nice to see Alfonso Pedraza. Nice to see him back. I think I said on the chat that I was there when he scored that goal against Birmingham, and just me thinking he was the best player in the world. And then soon went back, didn't he? But yeah, nice to see him. He said something nice on Twitter. It's nice to see Leeds. Good luck to you and all that. Yeah, it was just weird. It was in York. Bit gutted. There was no fans there because York's dead close to me, so I would have gone to that. But it was a weird.
Yeah, that was the season with Monk, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, well, with Pedraza, yeah.
We slipped down to 7th, but we've been doing well before then, and I think that was the season that kind of made you start to believe again.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people wanted to see them to stay in the end, but then I remember he said something like, "Oh, but if Leeds United gets one of the best young English managers going, then it's fine." And I thought that's a bit of a weirdly specific, oddly specific comment to make, Steve. And then, of course, they announced Gary Monk, and I was so excited because I thought, he did a good job at Swansea, taking them up. And for a while in that season, it looked really good for us. And you're right, Pedraza was very exciting winger at the time.
He was.
But yeah,
he's come out of nowhere as well, didn't he? Who's this guy we've got? And yeah, he looked decent.
Yeah, but Villarreal, going into that, I thought, well, I think we need a confidence boosting result here, because as much as pre-season is all about results, I think Tony Dorigo was saying, like, as much as you say pre-season is about fitness, these lads want to win. Whenever you play football, you want to win, especially when you've got to the level that these players are. So I thought we needed a confidence boosting result, and then what happens 10 seconds in? Cox got
I hadn't even sorted the stream out there. I didn't even sort the stream out, and we'd already 1-0 down. I was like, again, really? Right, okay. Yeah, it wasn't the best. But
recovered. Recovered massively. That first half was almost flawless after that.
Yeah, it was.
I thought that they didn't threaten at all, really. We were way too much for them. But the second half, very difficult, very tough watch.
Yeah, they stepped it up a bit, didn't they?
Yeah. So we'll have to see. Not the best of pre-seasons, but how do you feel going into probably, it always has been, always will be one of the biggest games of the season, which is Scum at home and Scum away.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that opening game?
I don't know. I think they've, from what I've heard, had quite a good pre-season. They've signed quite well. I think they've got Varane now, haven't they? Hell of a centre back. I don't like to say it because it's Scum, but they've got some bloody good players, haven't they? I'm just glad they don't have a better manager, to be honest. A better manager, I think they'd be pretty unstoppable, really. Good thing they've got a PE teacher managing them. But do you know what, mate? I'm going to go into like I do every game, fearless, and there's fans there now, and the Scum fans will be up for it. But 3,000 Leeds fans, make no mistake, they will be heard and they will be there. And a lot of the players, this is the first time they're going to see away fans in that sort of atmosphere. So they'll see what Leeds are all about from that game, and I'm sure they'll get a buzz from it. As long as it's not like the last game, because that was a tough watch. That was a really, really, really tough watch. I mean, a lot of people turned it off, but I didn't, because I'm glad I saw Stewie Dallas's goal, but it's a bit of consolation, wasn't it? As long as it's nowhere near that, I'm happy, and as long as we put in a good performance, I'm happy. They do, like I said, they've got ridiculous players, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared of them. And the players won't be. I'm sure they won't. Because a bit of talk, wasn't there, that Calvin was maybe hyping up a bit too much. Maybe Cooper was, getting them a bit too riled up for it. I'm sure they probably learned the lesson from that game, and they don't want to disappoint the fans like they did last time, because out of anyone to lose 6-2 to, you just don't want it to be Scum, do you? Out of literally any team in the Premier League, it's them you don't want to lose that to. So they'll want a bit of revenge from that at their place. So yeah, look, I'm really looking forward to it. What an opener! Gutted I couldn't get tickets, but I'm going to enjoy it at the pub. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing away fans going mental again. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that there's two things that kind of stop me getting too confident. One of them is, I think, Big Wigs just mentioned it in the chat. Remember the first game of last season? So when we played Liverpool, in other words. But I think, other teams don't do as much research as Bielsa does. So I think we were very surprising to a lot of teams, and you even had like players who were saying, like Andros Townsend, I think, was saying in an interview, like, you'll wait till you play Leeds, there'll be nothing like it. They man mark you all over the pitch, never leave you alone. They harass you constantly, and I think we're not that unknown quantity anymore.
No.
At the start of seasons, you're also not so organised, and being organised is what makes you defensively good. And it's not just Leeds who are like that. Every team in the Premier League is like that. I look at FPL a lot, and there's often not as many clean sheets at the very start of a season, just because they haven't spent that time with each other and they haven't got organised.
Yeah.
When we were organised and defensively solid and moving off that foundation, we looked really dangerous against the top the big six or the top teams.
Yeah.
If you think about Chelsea, Liverpool 1-1, so Chelsea 0-0, Liverpool 1-1, Scum 0-0. All those games came in a very kind of short period of time, and it was because we looked so solid at the back with Llorente and all that. So, is Llorente injured?
I think he will make it. I think, as we're reading today, I think he'll make it, which is good. I think he would, like you say, he was key. You put up in our group, didn't you, the little picture of the stat with him and without him. It's ridiculous when we were with him. Hopefully he's there, because even that last was it Villarreal where he did that last ditch tackle. Guy was 1-on-1 and he just flew in and just blocked it. Like stuff like that. He's so good at that. And like you said, we didn't have him, did we? It was it Cooper and Strout? Was it? Or was it Cooper and Koch that we had last time we played him at their place? Whatever combination it was, I think we'll be stronger this time.
Ailing, maybe.
Oh, was it Ailing? Right? Yeah. You see, there was that many last season, weren't there? Combinations. But yeah, like I think Llorente could be the difference, like you say, for us to be solid. But yeah, I'm not scared, mate. I'm not bothered.
Ailing and Cooper,
right. You see, that's a bit makeshift, isn't it? Ailing's not his best position there, but look, we're going to be stronger than we were back then, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I got distracted by Bigwig asking me to send the link to another email, so I'll try and do that. And then I was trying to find the graphic that showed us with and without Llorente.
Yeah.
Which is also proving difficult.
Do you want me to get that?
Just a few messages in the chat. Bandy, Leeds United, it doesn't matter who Red Manchester have on their book. Red Manchester 1, Leeds United 4. And whoa, what a prediction from Nora. And the Bigwig says, we're winning this, lads. We'll be firing on all cylinders come Saturday. Remember the first game of last season. Yeah, I mean, it's always a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just try and forward this on.
Yeah, I can't imagine that he puts them through the same fitness work, does he? Old PE teacher at Scum. So I can imagine we'll be a lot fitter than them. And like you say, maybe that's all you need for the first game of the season, just to outrun them. Everyone's a bit chaotic, like you say. Everyone's maybe not as organised as they should be. And maybe the fitness really will help. And yeah, maybe.
Do you remember in the Championship, we always got worried when we didn't score first?
Yes.
When we scored first, I think our stats were insane.
Yeah,
I think scoring first, I think we'd only dropped 2 points or something, i.e. we won all of those games apart from one where I think it was Cardiff, actually.
Yeah.
With 3-0 up and they came back 3-0. So, again, it's a bit psychological, I think. When you go 2-0 down, as we did last time, in 2 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything like it?
No, Scott McTominay play like that, mate. No.
He hasn't played like that before or since.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And I think that was a bit of a freak game, wasn't it? I don't think that'll happen again.
Yeah. Well,
really hope we beat him.
I certainly hope not. I mean, you'd hope to at least just be respectable. I think that's what we want. We just want to be respectable at the start of the season, and then of course we got Everton afterwards.
Yeah.
How do you see that going?
I don't know. It depends which Everton sort of turn up. The start of the season last season, they were on fire, weren't they? People were even saying, "Oh, they might win the title." I know it was very early, and people soon exaggerated, but they look really, really good. Ancelotti, they look really good. I don't know how their pre-season's been. I don't know who they've signed, so I'm not going to pretend to know. But
Ancelotti?
Yeah, last season. Yeah, they looked really good last season. Yeah.
Because I was going to say it's Benitez.
Yeah, no? Rafa Benitez.
Rafa.
So I don't know, mate. To be honest, I think we look better than Everton. Even that home game that we lost, did we lose 1-0 to them? I think we did lose 1-0 to them, didn't we?
We beat them at Goodison.
In their place, yeah. And both times we look better than them. I don't know who they've signed or anything, but I think that's quite a winnable one. The first home game with fans, I think that's going to play a big part. I think the players will be right up for that. The fans will be right up for that. And yeah, I think they're going to be a big part of that game. But I can see us winning that one. I think that's a very winnable one. And I think that's maybe if the Scum game doesn't go for us, I think that's a very good game to have after, a decent team that will bring a decent amount away, but one that is beatable at the same time, give you a good confidence boost for that.
I think the crowd behind the team as well.
Yeah,
I think Ellen Road makes a big difference. I think that's probably the biggest asset that we've got. I can't really think maybe Newcastle have the same kind of.
Do you know what, mate? When I've been to Newcastle away, I've never been that impressed. I've been a couple of times, and I think they're just maybe better away. I don't know, but there was only a small section of singing fans when I was at Newcastle. But yeah, like you say, there's not many teams that can create. I don't think any, to be fair, can create the same atmosphere as we can in such an old stadium. It's very intimidating. It must be a nightmare to play against. Away fans just completely drowned out all game. Yeah, it's a nightmare to play against, but such an asset for us.
Yeah, that's the thing about Old Trafford is if we go a goal or two up, that will silence them easily.
Yeah, easy, mate. We will anyway.
60k plus. Okay, this is what we were talking about.
There we go, yeah.
So without Llorente, 10 wins, 3 draws, 13 losses, 38% win percentage, and an average of 1.85 goals conceded per game, which is wild.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? That is a lot.
And then obviously you can see the ones with him, but for people listening on the podcast, 8 wins with him, 3 draws, 3 losses, 57% win percentage compared to 38% without, and 0.79 goals conceded per game. So he made a massive difference to us.
He did, yeah.
A massive difference.
Main one there's the goals conceded. He was an absolute brick wall, wasn't he? And whoever he partnered against, because he was with a few people. It was with Stroke a couple of games, Cooper a couple of games. Whoever he was next to, he was just solid as a rock, and they read each other really well. But you get it right at the back. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you get it right at the back. You're halfway there, aren't you? You're gonna do well, especially against the bigger teams where we perform really well defensively. He was the difference, and long may it continue, because at first he looked a bit of a mad one, didn't he? Sliding in and looked a bit reckless,
rolling around,
screaming,
trying to win an Oscar.
Yeah, that's it. He looked a bit wild, but soon settled down, didn't he? And let's just hope he stays fit, because what an asset he is. And at 20 million, I know he's how old is he? I think he's about 27, 28, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's 28. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's at his peak really, and I think we've got him at a good time. And let's hope he stays fit, because solid as a rock.
Yeah, that's why he cost. That's why he cost so much money.
Yeah,
million because he's at his prime. He'll never get better than this, you know.
No.
He could improve slightly in the next couple of seasons, but the next 3-4 years, that's probably the best of him, and then he'll be shipped out. And I think it was worth it, because the way I see it is, if we stay in the Premier League, I don't think we're going to get relegated. I don't think anybody does. So next season, then that's when they'll start paying money for the architecture, the proper designs, and the planning of expanding the stadium. And then it's going to cost money again to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably looking at another 3 or 4 seasons of expenditure on expanding the stadium.
Yeah.
So in 3 or 4 seasons, okay, what are we looking at? Probably a lot of these under 23s are going to be coming into the team. So I think they've done very well. And probably players like Llorente will be reaching their peak and going out, I think they've done it very well. So one more thing that we didn't talk about before we get off was ticket scalps.
Yes.
Immediate response from the club, I thought it was good. They've been sold 175 quid Leeds versus Everton tickets.
Yep.
And the club responded immediately, and I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah. Well, what did they say? I didn't see what they'd said. I saw that people were selling them for ridiculous amounts. I didn't see what the club would say.
The club have just said they're going to try and find out who is selling the tickets.
Yeah.
And then ban those memberships.
Good.
Essentially.
Yeah, good. Like that's ridiculous, isn't it? I know it probably happens at most clubs, but yeah, I don't want it to happen here. That's just ripping people off. It's people. It's hard enough for people to afford to go to football as it is. It's generally a working class sport, and it's seen as something that you do as a bit of a treat at the weekend, and no one needs to be sort of priced out of it like that. I mean, like I say, for the Everton game, I paid 44 quid for a ticket, which I think is quite a bit. But I mean, 175. Come on, that's just it's people work hard, all week and look forward to it. Don't take the piss. It's not good.
It's not even that. It's that that it is that, but it's not even that. It's like people have spent an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, 2.5 hours on a computer or several computers trying to get a ticket. And it's just I hope that they just buy all them tickets, find out who it is, and then sort the problem out straight away, because we don't want to be needing that.
No, that's it.
Right. That's it then. Score prediction for Saturday, and leave them in the comments quickly and I'll run through them.
Are you asking me for one?
Yeah, I'm asking for your score prediction. I'm gonna guess that you're not gonna say 6-2. I don't think anybody would have guessed that last season either.
I think it's going to be quite high scoring. I think defensively it's going to be a bit loose. I'm going to say 3-2 Leeds. I can't bear to say that Scum are going to win. I don't think they will. But yeah, I think there's going to be goals. I hope it's not a stale 0-0. I really do. What do you reckon?
I'm going to say 2-1 Leeds or 2-2.
Desmond, yeah, okay.
But having said that, I think it's probably, if you ask me if it's more likely that Scum will win, I'd probably, just through gritted teeth, I'd have to say yes. But I can never really predict that.
No, fuck that.
Okay, last of your comments then. The only club I fear is the wretched Chelsea from Bandit. And we have to watch out for Brighton. They're looking good on the quiet. You know what?
Our big rivals.
Yeah. They underperformed badly last season.
Yeah,
their expected performance were much better. Nova says 2-0 and Nora says 3-2 Leeds. Love that.
Yes, what an opening day that would be.
Oh my god. We could finish 17th. You write the rest of the season off if we win at Old Trafford. That's it. That's all I'm talking about.
Away last season, won't we? Do a match review. Buzzing. We're staying up.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Right then, Warnie.
Lovely, mate. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, and you, my man. And it's a very good bye from me. My name is Adonis. You can find me at the Adelites on Twitter if you so choose. And you can find the Warden of the North, Sam Ward, at Sam Ward LUFC there as well.
I have to say, I actually, for some reason, got my account, had to change my account. So it's at LUFC Warden now. So I'm probably getting loads of followers on my old account, which is fine. I don't really tweet much, to be fair. So but
okay.
It's changed now. Some weird activity. I don't know. Someone's tried to hack it or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's where you can find me if you'd like some bang average opinions. Super Leeds, let's smash these scum.
At LUFC Warden.
Yeah,
there we go. So
leaning into that Warden that you've been calling me.
I've been saying Sam Ward this whole time. It's been wrong. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right, mate. It doesn't bother me.
Final prediction: Red Manchester 1, Leeds United 4 from Bandy. Okay, that's all we got time for. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. We'll see you very soon for a match review.
Bye-bye.